This is an assignment for my disability studies course in my social work program. The purpose of the assignment is to identify different models of disability in the media by reviewing a news article. This one looks at the construction of the Supercrip, super cripple, who overcomes his/her disability. Let me know what you think of this image, inspiring or unrealistic. The article I chose for this learning activity describes how a disabled man named Luke Anderson started an initiative called STOPGAP, which works to improve the accessibility of Toronto's built environment by providing ramps to local businesses for free. The primary model of disability employed in the article is the charity model, specifically the construction of a Supercrip. The narrative describes how Luke Anderson was once a star athlete when a tragic accident left him with a spinal cord injury. Fortunately, Luke Anderson showed that what he has inside is the tenacity to tackle problems of getting around the big city, for himself and others, when you are physically challenged. Fatah, 2011. The author initially invites the reader's pity by, for example, noting how Anderson is now dependent on help to get dressed in the morning. As Withers, 2012, describes, the construction of a Supercrip is complete when pity is transformed into inspiration, p. 71. Fatah, 2011, accomplishes this when she describes how Anderson has not only overcome the challenges of his own disability, but is also working to help overcome the environment of ordinary life itself. Anderson's disability is constructed in the article as a physical impairment resulting from an accident. His disability is understood to be a medical problem located in his individual body, which is consistent with the medical model of disability, rather than the result of societal oppression and marginalization, as in the social model of disability. Withers, 2012. Although the author focuses on urban accessibility, the solution is framed in terms of the charity model. The author describes the non-profit STOPGAP's ramp project in laudatory tones, with no mention of the government's failure to implement the Accessibility for Ontarians with Disability Act, which is meant to make Toronto barrier-free for disabled people. Luke Anderson is a white man with an excellent education. His relative privilege is not discussed in the context of the author's description of him as a Supercrip. No other structural factors are mentioned in the discussion of the accessibility of the built environment. I would have thought that a discussion of poverty and class would have been incorporated, as it is well known that exclusion from workplaces and educational institutions, because of their inaccessibility, affects the economic security of people with disabilities. Overall, I found this to be a light and superficial discussion of the issues.